The number of Latinas in higher education continues to grow, but they're still facing a number of challenges to make it to graduation.
Yeah, this week, the first Latinas in Education event will bring together Houston Latinas to address this issue. And here to tell us more this morning is Angelica Casares, the founder of the Latina Leadership Podcast, and Juan Alanis, also with the Latina Leadership Podcast. Good morning, guys. Thank you for being here with us. Okay, so tell us first about the podcast, because there's several different, I will say, categories that you do.
Pillars.
Yes, pillars.
Okay. So the Latina Leadership Podcast is dedicated to Latina in mental health and well-being, Latinas in education, Latina equipay, and Latina entrepreneurship. And so that's kind of the podcast overall. What happened, I myself have struggled, and when I started doing my research as to what data, what were the struggles, what were the pain points, were they just mine? And I found that they're not just mine. They're everybody. They're all Latinas. They're all those who have come from communities like my own. But because my space is dedicated to Latinas, I wanted to be able to tell those stories, and then that's how the events came about.
Interesting. And now you have education.
Yes.
Is also one of the pillars.
Yes, and it's our first. This is our inaugural. This is the one that stole my heart away, because I had to drop out because of my mental health. I had to drop out of college, and so. For me, I would love to go back to college. There's some hurdles I have to overcome, right? Mm-hmm. But that means I can't talk about education. I can't talk about the importance of education with Latinas in the space that we're in. So the event's happening tomorrow. We're excited. Yeah. HEC Southeast. There's still open registration. All our events are free. The last thing we want to do is put more barriers on Latinas to have the cost of actually having to pay for it. That's not what the Latina Leadership Podcast is about, and that's definitely what not Latinas in education. And as you know, those education costs are quite high.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, they are. Juan, you are in charge of marketing. So we were kind of talking about this in the break, that you are the man behind the curtain. You make it all happen. Tell us about being part of the podcast and making, things happen for this event tomorrow. What does that mean to you?
Well, to me, it's about the community. I think, as Angelica was sharing, about the community of women that have come together behind this podcast. And I think not only women, I think men are also supporting this podcast as well. But I think it's really about the community that's being built. Last year, we had a conference where we put together. We had over 200 Latina entrepreneurs here in Houston attend in person, and another 100 attend online. And we built that conference through asking the community, what is it that you need? They filled out a survey for us and told us what they wanted, and we built a program around that. So really, that's what it is about for us. It's building the community, bringing resources. So our event tomorrow will have all the major universities here in the local area, as well as technical schools. We're going to have them present as our panelists, talking to the community. But it's really about bringing all the Latinas together to talk, to commune, and also to say, what are these challenges that we're facing? Can we empower each other as a community to move forward?
So for individuals, what are you hoping that an individual gets out of this tomorrow, this event?
Absolutely. As an individual, as mentioned prior, right? I didn't go to college, so I want those aspiring Latinas to come back. They want to go back to college, or those who are getting out of high school, or those who we have immigration lawyers, doctors that have been, and then to have those conversations that we don't see ourselves in that space, right? So when I say we're the first, we're the first in our family, we're the first in our community, we're the first in all sorts of spaces, and I think that needs to change. I think that needs to twist. So when you bring a room of Latinas to have those real conversations about what it is, what education was like for them, to have professors that didn't look like them, or to have staff or admin that didn't look like them, or being discouraged. Hey, you need to excel, you need to go somewhere else, as opposed to giving them the resources of where they were at to be able to excel. Mm-hmm. And so when I have these conversations with women, right, who had their doctorates, masters, unfortunately, this is the ongoing conversation. And it's a place where we can all relate. And so how can we change that topic? How can we do, all the good service?
And Angelica, what would you say to yourself years ago, now where you are today, looking back, and do you tell that same young girl, is that what you think about when you talk to the young women that come to these events?
Oh my God, I would say, hold on. The conversation is changing. Social media and the internet have taken us worldwide. We're not just talking amongst ourselves, we're talking to the planet as a whole. I would say just hold on. Just hold on. It's going to change. There are people who are looking after you. Also the men in the Latino community. Also our other individuals who are really paying attention to what we're saying. So yeah, I would say hold on.
And Juan, why is it so important as a guy to support this mission?
So I think it's important because I think it makes sense because the Latinas represent such a high, we all have Latinas in our family, right? So like I think they are also a big part of the socioeconomic community that we have in the United States. And so I think it matters. I think, you know, Latina voices, at the end of the day, they're part of our families, they're part of our communities, and I think it matters to empower them as well. Just as much as it matters to empower other people that are of diverse backgrounds.
Certainly.
And I asked you earlier, you know, how empowering does it feel to be a part of this, to know that you created this podcast and you're helping others, and you're kind of like, well, we'll see, but you are reaching a lot of people in this event tomorrow.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I'm happy. I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful for those who have paid attention. I'm happy. Will I see the impact? I'm not just yet. I think it's going to take a little bit. So I'm still going to do the events. I'm still going to put on. I'm still going to do the data stuff that I do to be able to provide the information that I need at the best way possible.
So what happens from here? We have the event tomorrow. Do you run back through these pillars and continue with more events? Are there new topics and new things to discuss? Where do you go from here?
These events, this is our last one that we're integrating because this is the one that hurt the most, right? Having to drop out of college. So we're preparing for our entrepreneurship that's happening in October. We're preparing for our Mind, Body, and Latina Soul that's happening in May. And so again, these are pain points that were dedicated to the podcast. These are the kind of conversations that we have with those that I interview on the podcast. And so from here, all we hope to do is grow it bigger within the region, within the state, and at some point start going national, right? That's always
adding more
that's always,
voices, making more of an impact,
Absolutely.
right? Spreading that message.
We do. We have amazing co-hosts, so it's not just me. So we have amazing co-hosts who help on the podcast themselves. We have an amazing team also right behind us.
So when you go national, come back
right.
on the
We'll
show.
have you back.
We're going to do another little interview. Juan, tell us about the event tomorrow, just like time, place, where people can get more information.
Of course, so it's 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at HCC Southeast. It's on Rustic over in the east end of Houston. And we'll be there from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Like I said, we'll have panels, we'll have networking. We're going to have opportunities for people to get to know other people who are seeking their education, no matter where you are, whether you've gone to school or not in school right now, or you have kids that are interested going to go to college or even to a trade school. Come to the event and commune and meet other people and talk, build community. And really what our events are about removing barriers to access. So that's what you're going to get when you come to our event tomorrow.
Beautiful. Yeah, we wish you all the best of luck with it, too.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank you
for
so
coming
much.
in today.
Guys,
Appreciate
so
it.
much.
Thank you.